Okay, so all right, got the recording going, so I think we're all set. So, my name is Paul Menninger. I'm the with the contract unit for the Cross County Human Services. So I just want to thank you all for being here today. It's just a time that we can get together with our vendors and run through introductions and just kind of share updates that we may have, and then a few quick updates. Just quick updates for our contract unit and then some program updates from our CLTS and CCS staff. So we'll just follow right along with the agenda that was sent out, and we still have a few people coming in. So if I look distracted for a second, I'm usually just let people in the meeting. So um, but anyways, how we'll usually start out is we'll just do vendor introductions. I've got a list of vendors. I do know that some of these meeting invitations do get forwarded, so they don't always make the list. So we can run through the list of vendors that I have, and once we get through that list, if I missed you, if you want to just introduce yourself then, and just let us know who you have here today, and if you have any changes or exciting updates with your organization, you want to share that. We do have a large list of vendors, so we'd want to keep our updates fairly brief, but we always like to hear them. So, but I guess we'll start off our introductions. We got staff from across county here today as well. So, Ken, for those of you just got on the meeting, again, my name is Paul Menninger. I'm with the contract unit for La Crosse County Human Services. And to kick off introductions, why don't we start with the rest of the contract team? Cindy, you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Cindy Werschke. I'm the contract unit clerk. I'm the one that usually sends you the contracts to sign and you send them back to me.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tiffany Cornell. I'm also a contract unit specialist. So if you're setting up a contract and not talking with Paul, you'll be talking with me.
And that's the three of us, Cindy, Tiffany, and myself, are the contract unit. So you don't hear from us all year round, but especially at contract time, you'll be hearing from us. So, and then we also have some other La Crosse County staff here today, and got a big list. Other La Crosse County staff, you want to just jump on and introduce yourself?
I'm Shelley Thomas. I'm
Go
Shelley.
ahead,
I'm one of the CLTS supervisors and oversee Birth to 3 program.
Ellen Daubert. I'm one of the supervisors for CCS and CLTS. I'm going to hand it off to Heather.
Good morning. I'm Heather Lind. I am also a CCS supervisor out of our La Crosse office.
Ryan
Ryan,
Ross.
you want to go next? Yep.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Ross. I'm one of the other CCS supervisors. This might actually be my last contract meeting with CCS, so I think I will be transitioning onto a new role, and I'll share that later on the CCS updates. But I think Katie Hunter is on as well, who will be replacing me.
Thanks, Ryan. Hi, everyone. I am Katie Hunter, and I will be stepping in as an interim CCS supervisor later this month.
And I'm Cassie Schaefer, program specialist at La Crosse County. Do all provider credentialing items.
Hi, I'm Emily Geske. I'm the other program support specialist. I just started back in November, but I have vendor experience, so I kind of get that side of things with the credentialing.
Missing anyone from La Crosse County? Anybody still out there that hasn't chimed in yet? Big list today, so I can't quite tell. So last chance. All right. So, well, that's the members of our La Crosse County team we have on today, and then it looks like we've got a nice group of our vendors here. So we'll get started with just introductions we have here today. And if you do have any quick updates, please share those. So I'll just run down my list here. And again, I know sometimes with meeting forwards, they don't make the list. So if I skip you, we'll definitely still want to hear from you as well. So first one I have is Almost Family. And Aptive.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Duncanson. I'm a service director for Aptive. I'm on the call this morning with Kaya Hungerholt, who's our youth manager. Aptive is a CLTS provider in La Crosse County, Jackson, Monroe, and Trumpeldor counties.
Thank you. Attic.
Good morning. This is Carla Campion, and I am the supervisor for the County of La Crosse and other areas in Wisconsin.
Thank you. Bethany St. Joseph's.
Karen Sepich. Hi. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Hi, Karen Sepich is here from Bethany St. Joe. I work with our assisted living, independent senior apartments, and adult daycare.
Thank you. CC We Adapt.
Hi, Emily Bollinger. I'm the manager of internal operations. We provide services in CCS, CLTS, and other state programs like 1915I.
Thank you. Children's Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm pardon me, Dr. Julie Woodbury. I am the Family Preservation and Support Manager for Children's Wisconsin here in Black River Falls. We provide CCS and CLTS services in Jackson County.
Thank you. Shalita.
Yes, my name is Valerie Wilmink. I'm the new clinical supervisor over at Shine. I am joined in this meeting by Terry Gowie, the COO, and then Chelsea Steen, who's our music therapist. And then we also have Catherine Zize, who is our admin assistant.
Thank you. Christian Servants Home Care. Connecting in Motion.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I do reflex integration, and I'm new to being a CLTS provider.
Welcome. Thank you. Create Behavior Solutions. Crimson Holland.
Hi, I'm Carrie with Crimson Hound. I work with clients in La Crosse County with skills and wellness with their pets in their home.
Thank you. Deer Path.
Hi, I'm Erica with Deer Path Integrated. We provide residential services, transitional living, and psychotherapy. Some exciting news for us is that we're adding a psych prescriber to our team. So we're looking forward to that.
Thank you. Family and Children's Center.
Hi, I'm Mary Jacobson. I'm the Wisconsin Director of Programs at Family and Children's Center.
Thank you. First Times Farm. Blocks Guardians.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm program manager here at Flax Guardians, and we also have Rochelle, who's business and administration accounting.
Thank you. Game U. Fourth Sense.
Hello, I'm Sam Harding. I am the Director of Administration for Rider and Volunteer Programming, and we do CLTS for La Crosse, Monroe, and Vernon County.
Thank you. Innovative Care Services.
I'm
Hi,
Nicole
Vanessa
Schrader.
Hudson. Oh, go ahead, Nicole.
I'm Nicole Schrader, CCS Service Coordinator for the La Crosse area.
Vanessa Hudson, CCS Administrator for Innovative Care Services.
Thank you. Just a Horse Sanctuary. Lakeview. Oh. So I'm popping. Did I miss someone?
Lakeview. Hi, I'm Rochelle Lee. I'm the Assisted Living Supervisor for Lakeview Community. And we provide residential facilities for CCS consumers.
Thank you. L&P Services. Lutheran Social Services. Mastering Life Skills.
Hi, I'm Stacy Masters, and we offer CCS services and CLTS services in La Crosse County.
Thank you. Meta House. Midwest Corporate Guardians.
This is Theodore Wiedenbeck. I'm the supervisor for Midwest Wisconsin Corporate Guardianship Incorporated in this area.
Thank you. Mindful Way Adventures.
Hi, my name is Nikki Durst. I am the owner and executive director of Mindful Way Adventures. We provide CCS services and CLTS services like ISDE, wellness, psychoeducation, and some exciting news is I am adding on a few more people to our team so we can provide more services.
Thank you. Mightier. Milkweed Connections.
Hi, I'm Kim Blue from Milkweed Connections. We're a peer-run and managed peer support agency. We provide CCS services primarily in Rick, in Jackson, and Monroe counties.
Parenting Peer.
Hi, I'm Bailey McAllen. I own Parenting Peer. We provide certified parent peer specialists in the CCS world. And exciting news for us is we've added one person since the last time we met. So
Great, thank you. Peace of Mind Counseling.
Hey, good morning. I'm Chris Rinkenberger. I'm with Peace of Mind Counseling. I'm also joined by Christina Lewis, who is our office manager and kind of referral coordinator and pretty much does everything for us in a lot of ways. We offer psychotherapy and evaluation services, as well as some psychoeducation and some other specialized things kind of in that realm to CCS. We're excited because we recently moved to our new offices on the 5th floor of the State Bank building, and it was a very, very large upgrade for us. So, yeah.
Thank you. Cooley Region RSVP.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Feller-Borden, and the Cooley Region RSVP provides meaningful volunteer opportunities for seniors in our community. We also administer a transportation program in partnership in part with La Crosse County, as well as a handyman program in this area.
Thank you. Soaring Skills. Stein Counseling.
Good morning. Sorry, my camera is not working. This is Kim at Stein Counseling. We have a kind of big announcement. We have saved the date. We're having an open house on June 18th from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning. We're celebrating our 25th year in business, so we're excited to have people stop in and take a tour of our facility here in Onalaska. So if you're available, we'd love to have you come out and check us out on June 18th from 8:30 to 9:30. We'll also have treats available and a ribbon cutting ceremony. We also work with CCS clients, CLTS clients. We do outpatient therapy, NMT services. So yeah, we have openings, and please have clients give us a call if they need help. Thank you.
Thank you. The Good Fight Club.
Hi, I'm Amanda Warman-Holmgard from the Good Fight Community Center. We provide mentoring services to kids in the CORE program.
Thank you. Three Willows Equine.
Hi, I'm Angie with Three Willows Equine. I'm out here in Arcadia. I provide CLTS and CCS services to La Crosse, Jackson, Monroe, and Trumpeau counties. And we are adding some more people, and we're always growing, which is awesome. So, yeah.
Thank you. The Parenting Place.
Morning, I'm Marilyn Huckenpohler, and I'm joined with Susan Fossen on this call. Parenting Place offers family peer support for CCS and CLTS. We do have openings in that for referrals. We also are the Birth to 3 therapies provider for La Crosse County. And most recently, we are sort of in a soft opening of Grow Strong Pediatric Therapies, where we will take referrals from CLTS, CCS, or the general public to provide pediatric OTPT or speech. We have some limited openings to start with and hope to grow that over the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Trailways Counseling. United Cerebral Palsy.
Hi, I'm Jenny Chavik, Community Services Director for UCP of West Central Wisconsin. We are an adult and children's long-term care provider, as well as a 1915I supportive housing agency.
Thank you. VARC.
Good morning. I'm Shelby Neubauer. I'm the Senior Director of Transition and Adult Services at VARC. We provide CCS and CLTS services to youth and adults in La Crosse County. And we also just recently merged with another organization over in the Appleton area called BPI. So providing CCS and CLTS services over there as well. And I have a couple other members of the VARC team on here, so I'll let them introduce themselves. Thanks.
Good morning, I'm Micheline Swan, Client Services Program Manager for La Crosse and Monroe County.
Good morning. My name is Ava, and I'm the Child and Youth Coordinator at La Crosse Park.
Hi, my name is Chad Ravens. I am the employment specialist at the Good Bean in the Cooley Recovery Center.
Thank you.
I'm also with Bark, Wendy Propson, Senior Director of Early Childhood Programs.
Thank you. Did we get them all? Well, thank you.
This is Mike with Sorens because I didn't turn on my microphone, so you missed my introduction. But we do DLC. We work the CLTS program, doing daily living skills, and do group and one-to-one ISD with CCS.
Thank you. Looks like we have a few people with their hands up that I must have missed. I do have a few more people on my list. I was making sure we had everyone for Bark, but I've got 3 more. And then if I've missed you, if you want to just hit the hand raise, and we'll get you to. We have Wellness by Design here. Wisconsin Family Ties.
Hi, I'm Angie Netter, and the Clinical Director for Wisconsin Family Ties. We provide certified parent peer specialist services statewide, and we also have our referrals open.
Youth Villages.
Hi, this is Lydia Nix with Youth Villages in the Contract Department.
Thank you. Okay, and that's what I had on my list. So I do see some hands raised. If I've missed you, you can go ahead and hit that hand raise button. I'll start Evergreen Manor.
Oh, well, camera's not one to work. Hi, I'm Tammy. I'm the manager of Evergreen Manor. We are CBRF adult family group home that we provide CCS services with.
Thank you. Christy?
Hi, I'm Christy Brownwriter, and with Person First Supportive Services, we work with Waiver and CCS and have group homes in the area, and we are accepting referrals for our mentoring program as well as our summer 10-week program.
Thank you. Lily, Life in Harmony?
Hello. As advertised, I am Lily. Sleepy. We work working at Life in Harmony and music therapy firm. We work with both CCS and CLTS clients, Vernon, Jackson, La Crosse, and Monroe counties, as well as outside that area. And we are excited to announce we have 2 new practitioners that we've hired. So we've got actually have space, and referrals are open for the first time in about 6 months. So excited to take on new clients.
Thank you. Kim?
I'm Kim with Jubilee, offering in-home music therapy services to La Crosse and Monroe counties for both CCS and CLTS. Thank you.
Thank you. Christina?
Hi, my name is Christina Bechtel. I'm from New Journey Wellness and Consulting, and I provide psychotherapy services and ISDE skill services for CCS.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody else? Okay, well, thank you all. Thank you all for the updates and for being here. We don't have a ton of contract updates usually at this time of year. I do just have a few notes here for you, just from the contract unit, before we get into more of the program-specific updates for you. I want to first start off by just saying thanks to all of you. I think it was a very successful 2025, and for helping us get up and running for 2026. I know the end of the year can be a pretty busy time, so we just really appreciate all of you and all the help and working together to make it a good year. And we did have some staffing changes in our contract unit in 2025 with the departure of Chris Sander, as many of you may recall, but we have no anticipated staff changes coming up in 2026. So myself and Tiffany and Cindy, who you met earlier, we will continue to be the contacts for the contracts and contract related items. And then you'll probably be hearing more from us as we get towards the summer and then into the fall. There were not a whole lot of changes to contracts this year. For our CCS vendors, you may have noticed that there were some updates on the addendum for notice of finding and for the grievance procedures, which we discussed last fall at this meeting. So those were the language updates that you may have seen when you received your 2026 contracts. And the next time that we all get together in July, which will be here sooner than you think, we will have the initial updates already looking forward to the 2027 contract season. We'll go through the budget packet process at that time, and if there are any changes, as well as CPIU updates for applicable programs we'll be tracking the CPIU as we move into the summer. So. But other than that, this time of year, we don't have a whole lot of contract updates. So, as always, if you do have any questions about your contract, again, always feel free to reach out to me, Tiffany, Cindy, and we're always here to help. So, and then as far as our expanded updates, next we would have our updates for the CLTS children's waiver. So we have Shelley here.
This call will be recorded.
I just had to find my microphone. Hi, everybody. I don't have a whole lot for CLTS. I did want to just mention before I jump into that program, we have our annual mental health awareness walk again this year. And this year it's going to be on Thursday, May 21st. For those of you who have been participating in the past, I'm going to put something in I'll put the flyer in the chat when I'm done here. And there on the bottom of it is the contact information following the walk, which we kick it off around noon with an opening ceremony, and they're going to award the Shining Star Award that day. And then we walk around the downtown area from about 12:15 to 12:45. It's just short under a mile. And then following that, we come back to the Health and Human Service basement for refreshments. And then there's going to be a resource fair again for any vendors who would like to have a booth. You can reach out to me. The flyer will have my contact information on it again. And Diana Diaz-Granados is also going to have materials for the month of May being Mental Health Awareness Month. She's also listed on the flyer. So definitely, if you would like to have a spot in the basement, we're going to run it from 1 to 2:30 this year, because usually after the walk's over, people are down there following the walk, and then it doesn't go real long past 2:30. Other years we had to go till 4 and it just wasn't well attended. So it'll be probably a first come, first serve again. Last year we had about 20-25 vendors. We can try to find more space if we need it, so we don't have to turn anybody away. But I will get that in the chat when I'm done with CLTS. Any questions on that? If you do, just reach out to me. The other thing is for CLTS, right now DHS is working on a waiver renewal for 2027, and many of you who do CLTS, they've asked for vendor feedback, they've asked for family feedback as they work on that waiver renewal. There are some service descriptions that they're looking at some changes to, and some of you that have been providing services such as family and unpaid caregiver training, empowerment and self-determination. DHS has been reaching out to providers if there was misalignment and how we would get those services aligned by April 1st. And so if you are one of those, we've probably already talked to you. Just wanted to give a heads up. We won't know anything if the state rates are going to be changing in 2027 anytime soon, but everybody will be informed by Gov Deliveries on that. Are there any specific questions related to anything with CLTS? There really hasn't been much of a change. Gainwell has been up and going since WPS changed over. I know I've had a lot of vendors that say it's a better system once it got working. But if you do have any problems with any of your billing or service authorizations, reach out. Our person here in our unit is Tammy Thompson, who kind of does our uploads to Gainwell and does troubleshooting on the back end. And she's great to dig into what we need her to. But we have had good luck with Gainwell reaching out to vendors when there's problems too. So anything with CLTS, anybody has questions on? Alrighty, I will put that mental health awareness flyer in, and I am done. You can go on, Paul.
Shelley, appreciate it. Then I would turn to our CCS supervisors for their updates. I'm not sure which one was going to get us started. So if you want to just chime in, Heather or Ryan or Ellen.
Yeah, I think I'm starting us off, and then we'll kind of ping pong around. So, all right. Well, yeah, CCS. Let's see. Some things that we have going on are some staff changes happening. So I kind of alluded to at the beginning, I am going to be transitioning into a new function at La Crosse County here in about 2-ish weeks. Where I'll be helping more with strategic planning for human services. And so I'll be stepping away from the CCS world while I work on that. So in replacing me will be Katie Hunter, who will be stepping into the CCS supervisor role and kind of helping lead that adult team that I was supporting with, and Heather will continue to support vendors, and Ellen will continue to bridge the gap of youth services. So we have that coming up on board. We also, several of you may know Angie Welch, who is one of our CLTS supervisors. She is transitioning also roles here into the assistant manager. How that impacts CCS is the assistant manager oversees the RIC consortium. And so that too will be a change that we'll be seeing here. Actually, I think she's enrolled this week. So kind of getting onboarded and getting used to that level of understanding the consortium. So yeah, lots of movement happening on this side with some staff leadership positions. And then I think kind of to frame up the rest of the updates are more tackling some frequently asked questions that we've been getting over the months. We do anticipate that our state program survey is coming this May. So that is when state comes out and looks through the RIC program and essentially does an audit of our program. So we tend to learn a lot every time state comes out and audits the programs. We know that state in particular is paying attention to staff training logs, clinical supervision logs, and background checks. So it's kind of a setup here as I think I hand it off to Heather here to kind of walk us through just some common themes and things that have been coming up around training logs. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there.
Good morning. So regarding vendor training logs, we've talked about ethics and boundaries trainings, but just a reminder that those need to be live in person or interactive to meet the county requirements. The reason for that is that professional standards for licensed ethics and boundaries training are required to be live, in person, or interactive. So staff are being licensed under the RIC CCS program license, so we want to make sure that that's happening. Well, also we've talked about, Rick has talked about adding an alternative interactive option that's going to be available later this year to better meet the orientation log timelines while meeting those ethic and boundary RIC requirements. So more to come on that. A reminder about proof of training that needs to be provided when you submit your training logs. The reason being is that if we're audited and the trainings aren't validated, the agency risks having to pay back funds due to staff not being properly trained and credentialed. So please submit proof of trainings when you are doing those training log submissions. A change that we are making starting 4/1, historically we've allowed mentor coaching to be an option as a training option. We are going to be discontinuing that as an option on the CCS training logs. So after 4/1, we will no longer accept mentor or coaching as a training log method. So please keep that in mind as you move forward with orientation logs. Another piece, you guys have probably already gotten some of the invitations for that, and we apologize. There were some issues with the SOUPS mailbox, so there was quite a few that probably went out and came back. But RIC MHP meetings for 2026, the second Thursday of every month will be a training topic, and then the fourth Thursday of every month will be clinical supervision, and that's going to focus on the implementation of the training topic that was done the previous Thursday, on the second Thursday of each month. Many of you probably already know this, but if you don't, UWGB trainings, those have increased to 16 hours. Our orientation log is updated to reflect those changes, and that will be posted to SharePoint by the end of the week. And that is all for the training logs. So I will hand it over to Ellen.
Good morning, everyone. Just giving out some information on the program surveys. Will be coming out in around April or May of this year. Agencies leads will receive a request to report on first number of clients served, the languages that you can offer services in, 8 dimensions of wellness services covered, and evidence-based evidence-based models utilized, and fidelity metrics that you may use, and tools, data used to evaluate your program service effectiveness. And then again, client surveys will occur in the fall. Any questions on that?
Something that usually comes out every April. Yeah, it's like this is usually something we send out every April or early spring when state requests all programs in the state to provide feedback on the services they offer. And so usually comes in by way of a Survey Monkey that we send out to you all with a copy of like a PDF format where you can gather some information for reporting it to us so we can then report it back to state. So yeah, so if you've been around any length of time with RIC, it's something that should be somewhat familiar.
All right, we're going to hand it back to Heather.
Okay. Staff rosters. Just a reminder that you all should be keeping your own staff rosters of which staff is credentialed for each service array. If you absolutely need it, obviously QA program specialists can assist, but the expectation is that you all are keeping track of that, which staff you have rostered for each service array. Incorrect billing will be denied on that. So again, just please keep track of that internally. And then back to Ryan.
Yeah, so I've talked about training logs and staff rosters. I'm going to tackle getting some questions on group services. and more so how that impacts the supervision log requirement. So, so I guess just to back up, group services in the CCS program is if we have more than one client that is receiving services from the same staff. It does not have to be another CCS client. It is just more than one person. So CCS does not get into defining like it's more than one CCS client. It could be a CCS client with a CLTS participant and a community participant. It is just that the staff member has more than one person present. So that is a group service and in the eyes of the CCS program in Wisconsin. Where that has come up is when we were reconciling supervision logs this past year, there are questions about, well, how does that factor into supervision hours if I as a staff am providing 1 hour of service, but it may be to 3 separate clients. So the way that the statute is written is it's for every hour of service provided, for every 30 hours of service provided, 1 hour of clinical supervision for non-licensed staff. So if you are spending 1 hour with 3 different clients, on a billing side, it looks like you've spent 3 hours of service time, but in reality, the staff has only done 1 hour of directed service with 3 separate clients. So how we reconcile our numbers at the end of the year is we look at billing because we have to keep track of 700 staff throughout the RIC consortium. We don't ask for staff's time cards. We don't ask an audit to what you did or didn't work. We look at what total amount of time was being billed through the CCS benefit to calculate our estimation of supervision units. So if you are an agency that does do group services, we ask that you help keep track of your staff's time and report it on the supervision log. The template that we provide on the RIC SharePoint site at the upper top corner, there is a spot that says number of hours worked in CCS this week. Most people are not using that box. So if it is blank, what we are left with is we run the billing report saying staff Joe Smith billed out this many hours of service. We take that number divided by 30 and say this is how many supervision hours you need. So unless you give us a different number to work with, that's what we are doing because yeah, we're trying to keep track of 700 of you. And if you can keep track of your staff and report the number of hours they worked in terms of CCS, then we can adjust the calculations accordingly. So, great. So just taking a strategic pause for questions on that or any other thoughts.
I have a question or a clarification question on this.
Yeah.
So when calculating the CCS hours, do you just want RIC CCS client hours or any other CCS hours that they've worked?
You know, we have only been tracking RIC CCS. The state has not gotten to the point of we are looking at any and all CCS time. I don't know of any other programs or consortiums that are doing it that way either. So we're just looking at RIC CCS time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Good question. Thanks for asking. So I guess with that, we're going to ping pong again. And Heather heads up our RIC coordination committee. So tell us a little bit about the coordination committee.
Well, the coordination committee meets every 2 months. It's the second Thursday, 1:30 to 3. The purpose of the committee is really to allow additional input from community members and individuals with lived experience about things that we are doing within the CCS program. So getting a holistic perspective on how things are operating within the CCS program is kind of what we rely on the CCS committee, coordination committee to do. So really looking for that input from individuals in the community with lived experience or community partners. And those can be one and of the same. So if you're an individual with lived experience and potentially a vendor or community partner, and that is of interest to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are very much looking for additional individuals to join our coordination committee. The last couple of months, the last few times we've met, we haven't met the minimum needed to actually have an official meeting. So that's really important that we're getting those opportunities to go over the documents that we're needing to introduce to increase efficiencies within the program and also any needed changes directed by DHS. So please consider your time. If you're interested, don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to have you join. And also just a quick reminder, AI bots. So I know note-taking with AI is really appealing. It gets you a really good comprehensive rundown of what happened, but unfortunately, we are consistently asking that you do not have the AI bots that take notes within our meetings for confidentiality purposes. So please keep that in mind as you join on to these team meetings. We will remove those as we see them come on. So just a heads up on that. If you're expecting that to happen and you're in one of our meetings, we probably removed it. So you will not get a summary of that meeting. Next, back to Ryan.
Well, just a reminder on that. Sorry, Heather.
Yep,
Just a reminder on that too. As the team meetings and that occur that you're a part of, there are notes being taken. So you're, either it'll come back through your team that you'll get copies of those notes in the attendance. And if you haven't or aren't, please reach out, to your facilitator directly on that. And in regards to these meetings too, we send something out after this meeting is held, and there's actually it's on the website too for viewing too. So just laying that we do give opportunities for you to have those accessible to you as well as a team member.
Yeah. And the theme with this is, again, protecting client confidentiality and abiding with privacy laws. So some AI bots have that protection, some do not. We don't know all of which are approved and are not approved. So we just remove all AI bots from client team meetings just to ensure safety and protection of the clients that we're working with. Because we are talking about some pretty sensitive information about people's lives. Kind of similar with that is being mindful of when we're emailing also. If we are exchanging client confidential information using an encryption software on our email, there's been some instances of, staff members using personal emails to relay client sensitive information. It's one thing if we're confirming, hey, I'm going to be at the meeting this week, or when is the next meeting, and doing things for scheduling purposes. But if we're exchanging client names, client diagnoses, hey, here's what happened at the last session, really being mindful of when we're emailing that, is it under an encryption software of some kind? Again, trying to protect client confidentiality and client records. So just being mindful of that and looking at your agency's policies and reviewing that with some of your staff. We've gotten some reports of looks like some personal Gmail accounts being used in team discussions. And so, yeah, just, again, trying to protect client rights.
Okay.
We got
One
two
of the
more.
things. Oh, yeah, and then we're good. One of the things that we are focusing right now is doing some updates to documents that are out there on SharePoint. So as we're going through documents at this time, we're indicating that the consumer handbook is now going to be required for reading versus the provider handbook. So obviously we'll update other documents to direct you to the consumer documents, consumer handbook instead of the provider handbook. So those documents will be updated to direct you to the consumer handbook now versus the provider handbook. The orientation log, rehab worker log, and training clinical supervision expectations are updated, and they will be posted by the end of the week to SharePoint. I know at the last fall conference, we talked about the expectation documents that needed to be signed. So working on getting some of those up to date, and then we will send those out via email to vendors, and then those will be posted on SharePoint as well. So more to come as we continue to kind of go through all of the documents that we have. We want to make sure that they're most up to date and as streamlined and applicable and as effective for everybody to use as possible. So appreciate your patience while we continue to plug through all of the documents that we have.
All right, to finalize this, we are seeking for some additional support in specialty areas. We always kind of throw this out at our vendor conference in areas where some of our staff are looking for specific areas that we are seeing an uptick in and support needed for the consumers we walk alongside. So one area that I think we even mentioned that maybe in the last vendor update was that eating disorders continues to be an area that we're looking for some expertise in. So if you have some training in that, if you could pass that along or, or have some staff that have that would be great to share. Also, obsessive compulsive disorder and nutrition in support in relation to mental health recovery, brain spotting, and mental health recovery in connection with social pragmatic communication support. Always just, looking for areas that we're, our facilitators are saying, hey, we could use some additional providers who have some expertise in these areas. So if you do and you want to pass it along, we keep a vendor sheet or sharing document for our staff so we can add it to our resource document to let them know that you have that capacity or an area of expertise in. So thank you.
I guess to wrap it up, do we have any questions from anybody on the call about anything we talked about today?
That if you had any general questions as well. Yeah, Kim?
Hi, thanks. I really appreciate the updates for the credentialing documents as the person who handles all of that for the new people, especially. And I'm passing along the updates for the logs as well. Is there an exact timeline for when each of those will be implemented? I did hear the April 1st implementation date for some of it, but others I didn't hear a date for. So.
Well, I would say I would probably start implementing it by the beginning of next week. Those documents should be up and ready to go. Yeah, I would say by the beginning of next week, you can start using them. And I can send an email out too, just as hey, this has been posted on SharePoint. That might be helpful just as a trigger for everybody. The new documents are out there. Please start using them. So I will do that as well once they get posted on SharePoint as a reminder.
Thank you so much. Those email updates are super helpful.
Great. I'll do that then.
Thanks.
Any other questions? CCS, any update questions, general questions from anyone here today before we leave? Not seeing any. Well, thank you. Thank you to our La Crosse County staff for those updates, and appreciate all of our vendors being here today. Always nice to get together and touch base and share some updates. And we do have another all vendor meeting scheduled for July 7th. So you can look for that agenda to come out sometime, probably the second half of June. And then we'll have another one to round out the year in November. That's on November 17th for anyone who wanted to get that on their calendar as well. November 17th. And then our next one is July 7th. And that, like this, will be at 10 a.m. And in July, we will have some more program updates as well as kind of kicking off our look ahead to 2027 as well. So to wrap up, are there any other questions? Right. Well, I think we can call it a wrap for this meeting, and I appreciate you all being here. Thanks to all of you, and we'll be in touch throughout the year, and look forward to seeing you if you can make it in July. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for your
day.
time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.